When it comes to your business, no one provides better security and life safety systems than Safety Systems. Protect your employees, your products, and your records with a single phone call. Professional technicians ready to design, install, and monitor your cutting-edge fire and security systems. Electric locks and surveillance cameras. Emergency and after-hours response and repairs. Trust Safety Systems, East Tennessee's leader in security and life safety systems.
At Phoenix Conversions, for 25 years, we've been the place to take your car, truck, or SUV for custom accessories and conversions. Whether it's that time of season, you want to personalize your ride for performance, or just stand out from the crowd, Phoenix Conversions carries the area's largest selection of custom accessories, built tough and fitting your everyday life. When it has to be the best, call Phoenix Conversions.
Have you been hurt in a car wreck? Every red dot on this map marks a car wreck case worked by the car wreck attorneys, Bill Hotz and Associates, like this one on the Andrew Johnson Highway.
Ann got hurt in a wreck between two trucks. The insurance companies blamed each other and just wouldn't be fair. So we took it to court and got Ann a settlement of $180,000. We've been fighting these battles for 30 years and we're ready to fight for you right now.
Experience you can trust. Bill Hotz and Associates.
For nearly 40 years, East Tennesseans have trusted Madisonville Marine. They offer great prices, terrific customer service, and the biggest selection of boats in the area. Boats like G3 John boats, built Gator tough. G3 Johns include all the features you could want from a workhorse boat. Massive live well capacity, lockable storage, even a midship fuel tank that allows for smoother running. See for yourself at Madisonville Marine. There's no better place to buy a boat.
The following is a presentation of Fox 43 Sports.
You are watching the Sports Source Kickoff with John Pennington, presented by Madisonville Marine.
Good Thursday evening and welcome into the Sports Source Kickoff presented by Madisonville Marine, as just heard. We have a full preview of Tennessee, Missouri. This one, depending on another game that's going on, this one could be for a lot of marbles. Not all of them, but a lot of them. We'll dive right into our show by telling you Madisonville Marine right now has a terrific G3 90 Days to Save sales event going on. All you need to know is this: depending on the model, G3 boat, you're looking at $750 to $1,500 back in rebates, depending on the model. That is G3 90 Days to Save sale event down at Madisonville Marine. Check them out at madmarine.com. All right, want to welcome in the panel for today. We have Jimmy Hines from Sports Radio WNML. We have from SECCountry.com Mike Griffith. And right down there, VFL and former NFL defensive end Will Overstreet. Guys, as I briefly mentioned there in the tease, we always start by talking about what's at stake in today's game, in Saturday's game, I should say. What's at stake? And we really don't know. For the first time, I can say it depends. If, of course, Florida goes out there and has a lead on LSU and wins that game, then Tennessee's playing for a nice bowl game, trying to get to 9 or 10 wins on the season. If LSU wins, all of a sudden this game has more meaning because you're playing for your first trip to Atlanta since 2007. So the stakes for this week kind of depends on the outcome of what's going on down in Baton Rouge, and I'll get your answer in a second as to how much scoreboard watching will be going on with this team. But let's start by talking about the team. We always do this 3 up, 3 down. Tell me the guys that you feel are going in the right direction right now. Jimmy, I'll start with you.
I've got to go with Alvin Kamara, running back. Here's a guy that had missed a couple of weeks. He had a knee injury, had a knee brace. There had been some concern about how soon he might be able to return. And I give him a lot of credit for working hard to come back, to not say, okay, I'm just going to prepare for the NFL. And so he had 10 carries, 128 yards. He gave a spark. And I thought, he's wearing a knee brace. There's no way he's going to be as quick and be able to cut like he did without it. He was pretty close. I was very impressed with what Kamara did in his return.
All right, Mike Griffith, 30 seconds. Who you got?
Cam Sutton. You know, I wondered how Cam would come back. I mean, a cornerback position, you've got to be so explosive and so quick. And and fleet-footed and the timing and all these types of things. I was really impressed with Cam Sutton in pass coverage. I mean, almost had a pick six, interception. I think he had 2 pass breakups, 3 tackles. I didn't think he showed any effects. There's a guy, Will, that had a fractured ankle 2 months ago, and I know there's marvels of modern medicine, but I would have never expected Cam Sutton to come back this good, John.
A lot of heart. Again, we said this on our Sunday show. That's the kind of guy that deserves a lot of respect from Vol fans because he not only turned down the NFL last year to return to school, he could have easily, even as Butch Jones said, he could have easily put this thing into coast mode. I'm going to rehab for the NFL. Instead, he worked his way back to a 6-3 football team. Now they're 7-3, but it wasn't like he was coming back on an undefeated squad or something. Really, really showed a lot, I thought, of heart for Cam Sutton to do that. And same thing for Alvin Kamara to work his way back as well. Will Overstreet, who you got in the up column?
Corey Vereen had an excellent game against Kentucky, 2 sacks. I mean, anytime we can get more guys stepping up on the defensive line, especially a line that has suffered a lot of injuries, seeing a lot of guys come in and out, you have to have those guys that have played and have the experience on that line to step up and lead the way and make plays. We all know what Barnett has done throughout the year, throughout his career. Having another guy step up is definitely needed, especially when you're trying to end out a season after a long season of a lot of guys getting a lot of reps.
I'll throw one more in here. We've mentioned him in the last couple of weeks, but John Kelly. You have to put him, if you're doing an up list, so it's 4 up this week. And John Kelly's the guy, he runs like he's shot out of a cannon. He runs hard. People have said he runs angry, all of it. Whatever cliche you want to go with, he's got it. You said a few weeks ago you thought he would finish the season averaging 6 yards per carry.
That was what we
I
had
scoffed.
Yes,
I scoff no longer. So I think he's going to do it. All right. Let's now focus on the down. 3 guys who aren't playing as well, need to pick it up a little bit. Who are you going with, Jimmy?
Jonathan Kongbo. His coach called him out by saying he needs to understand the team concept. And in the first half, he was disengaged with the team. He was off to the side. He was lined up 5 to 7 yards behind the other players on the sideline. Didn't play in the first half, didn't have his helmet for a while. He did play some in the second half, some meaningless snaps, but he has been a very big disappointment considering he was a junior college All-American.
And it's going to be tough for him because you know they promised him you're going to come in here, you're going to rush the passer, you're going to be a great defensive end. Well, things change in life, and they need you to do something else.
Which is play defensive end, tackle, and he's not interested in that.
Well, not only that, you haven't beat out the first-string defensive ends. So that should be telling you something about your prospects at defensive end. If you keep thinking you're hard-headed enough to be there, but you aren't beating out the first-string guy, what's that tell you?
There you go.
You need to get on the field. You better move somewhere.
I'll tell you, all right, let's stick with Will here. Who's your negative? Who's your
linebackers. You give up that many yards to a Kentucky team, you've got to come up and make some plays. And right now there's been a lot of mistakes at that all season long at that position. You know, we've seen the injuries, and you've had a lot of guys rotate in, playing with a lot of different people. But at this point in the season, you got to get it down. You got to clean it up, and you got to become better at what you're doing. And I don't know if that takes working with the defensive coordinator to cut some things down. That's just too many calls, too many things on those guys' plates. But that group has got to perform a good amount better, not just marginally better. It's got to get a lot better for this team to really be able to win and beat really good teams.
Very quickly, Mike, who's your down?
This is tough for me because I love this player. It's Todd Kelly Jr. I mean, I think TK Jr. means so much to Tennessee, and he was such a big part of the recruiting class. Still is a big part of this team. But there's something wrong. And, you know, the ankle, I don't think he's going to be back. But even before he went out of the game, I thought he looked slow and pursued. And something's just not right with Todd Kelly Jr. This kid is he's such a talent. He's such a great player. He's a big part of the heart of the team. To see him down really hurts. They need him to get better.
All right. Very good. We got about a minute here, Will Overstreet. I'm going to leave this to you. The edge. We always discuss the edge in this first segment. It's kind of odd this week. All right. Now, you've been a player, pros, college. I'm sure you did some scoreboard watching. How much do you do, first of all? And then, in terms of an edge, if Florida is beating LSU, does that take the wind out of UT sails if they know that? If LSU is just thumping Florida, does that give them a winning edge in the second half to go back out there and really put on more speed? How much scoreboard watching goes on, and can it impact the actual play on the field? Because LSU-Florida kicks off about 2.5 hours before Tennessee-Missouri. The Vols probably have a pretty good idea of what the outcome will be down at Florida by the time that thing is rolling in the second half.
I think you do. You're going to look. I mean, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. And I said you shouldn't look, especially not with a long distance away. But when it comes down to this is the last chance. I mean, Florida loses this one, you win, you're in, right? I mean, so you're definitely going to be paying attention and hearing it, thinking about it, seeing it. I think you have to be mentally prepared. Hey, win this game no matter what. Don't play down. I think it does help you to play up. If all of a sudden LSU's up by 24 points, I think this team has extra. So I think this can only help you. I think you should come out and play as is, and I think most players are able to kind of, since it's been a back and forth, you weren't going to get there, I think they've kind of gotten over that experience. All of a sudden, if the light opens up and there's the big light of all of a sudden we're back in it, then I think, yes, it jacks you up more. I think you see a higher level of play from the team.
Okay, very good. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about Missouri. They are a passing team first, but Tennessee is so bad against the run. How will Missouri attack the Volunteers? Also, we'll talk about the senior class and how they should be remembered. And then we've got a little primer for you in terms of Missouri, Tennessee, comparing the two, and we'll also see what our panel knows about that. A test. Coming back on the Sports Source Kickoff presented by Madisonville Marine.
For nearly 40 years, East Tennesseans have trusted Madisonville Marine. They offer great prices, terrific customer service, and the biggest selection of boats in the area. Boats like Skeeter Bass Boats, the maker of the very first American bass boat. Skeeter's consistent innovation creates the most maneuverable, best engineered, and best designed boats for anglers everywhere. See for yourself at Madisonville Marine. There's no better place to buy a boat.
Games and Things wants to put more fun in your life with beautiful home theater seating. No matter your budget or room size, Games and Things has you covered with a wide variety of styles and configurations, from simple comfort to the latest seating innovations. Watch the big game, a movie, or your favorite TV show in the lap of luxury. See the selection online at OurGameRoom.com or visit Games and Things, Kingston Pike at Lovell Road, because life should be fun.
Games and Things, because life should be fun, fun, fun.
At Phoenix Conversions, for 25 years, we've been the place to take your car, truck, or SUV for custom accessories and conversions. Whether it's that time of season, you want to personalize your ride for performance, or just stand out from the crowd, Phoenix Conversions carries the area's largest selection of custom accessories, built tough and fitting your everyday life. When it has to be the best, call Phoenix Conversions.
Have you been hurt in a car wreck? Every red dot on this map marks a car wreck case worked by the car wreck attorneys, Bill Hotz and Associates. Like this one on I-40 near Asheville Highway.
Ed got rear-ended by a truck and hurt his back. He couldn't have an MRI because of an old war injury, so the insurance company refused to pay. We filed a lawsuit and they paid. Ed fought for all of us, and we fought for Ed.
Experience you can trust. Bill Hotz and Associates.
Welcome back into the Sports Source Kickoff presented by Madisonville Marine. This segment brought to you by Games and Things. Our friends over there want you to know the holidays are coming up. That means if you have a family member or friend who is into billiards, into pool, they've got the cues, they've got the tables, they've got, if looking for furniture, they've got the chairs, they've got the bar stools, they've got the pub tables, home theater seating. Games and Things, OurGameRoom.com to learn more. Check them out. All right, we got two topics in this segment. First of all, if I accidentally said the game was at Florida, it's at Baton Rouge. It's at Baton Rouge, Florida, and everybody knows that. But occasionally when you're rambling, trying to get to a break, you say the wrong thing. First question. Missouri has the second best pass offense in the SEC. Let me go ahead and put some graphics up here. Pass offense number 2 in the SEC, rush offense number 7. Tennessee's pass defense, not bad, 6th. That rush defense, 11th. You'd think it might be even worse than that at times. Quarterback Drew Lock for Missouri, number 2 in the SEC in total offense, 2,800 yards passing already. They also have Demaria Crockett, 837 yards rushing, 9 touchdowns, more than 6 yards per carry. But they're a passing team first. Mm-hmm. You look at that run defense for Tennessee, however, I got to think they're going to try and run first. Isn't that going to be their attack plan against this team? Wouldn't that be any team's attack plan against Tennessee at this point?
I don't know if it's run first, but I would, if I throw, would be to set up the run, because I am going to try to run that football. I want to have 12 plays, 70-yard drives. I want to eat up the clock. I want to limit Tennessee's possession. One, because Tennessee's offense is very good right now, and secondly, because my defense stinks. So I don't want them out there for 12 or 14 or 15 possessions. I am going to run it. I'm going to try to chew up the clock, and I'm going to try to keep Tennessee's offense off the field.
It's time control. Whatever it is, if your passing game, it's going to be about safe passes that you can get that keep the ball in your possession, that keep the clock running, that you're going to be running down the 25-second play clock to exactly to the bottom that you can get. I think this Missouri team's got to play that kind of game, just what Jimmy said. You don't want your defense out on the field. You definitely don't want them out on the field very long. So I think they have to go with that game plan. And also, if you just look at this Tennessee defense, the teams that have become ineffective at what they were doing, they stopped running the ball. I mean, you have to keep running the ball at this team. It has shown the propensity that it gives up big plays, just as big a plays as deep balls on pass.
Plays in the run.
That if you keep running the ball. So I think it has to stay in their game plan. They're going to keep doing it. And, you know, the challenge for Tennessee's defense is, can you come up with a game tape that shows you can stop the run and can limit those mistakes? And right now, you don't really have a lot of game tape that shows that.
Mike, quickly, your thoughts on how they attack Tennessee?
A lot of RPOs, a lot of the run-pass options. You know, we've heard Butch Jones talk a lot about that. You know, I think Tennessee might have some different guys out there. You might see a little bit more Nigel Warrior, some more athletic guys. But, yes, you want to have balance. You can't just throw the ball. Drew Lock will get himself in trouble. He will throw into coverage at times. One of the reasons they beat Vanderbilt was he did not turn the ball over. So I think you're seeing a new improved Missouri right now. I think they're going to be a little more conservative, as Will said, to try and pound the ball, control the clock. But I think balance. Balance is the key for Missouri.
All right, very good. Let's talk about the seniors. UT's going to recognize their seniors on Saturday. Jason, well, you see the names of the guys up there, okay? Now, this group has gone from 5 wins to 7 wins to 9 wins to could be 10, could be 11 wins actually. All right, it would be the first 10-win team since 2007 if they do it. If they go on some kind of crazy streak, won the SEC and win 11, it'd be the first time since 2001. Still possible. First time to 3 straight bowl games since 02 to 04. This class snapped the 10-year losing streak to Florida and could be UT's first SEC East champ since 2007. How should this senior class be remembered?
I would say it should be remembered as one that has helped restore the foundation for Tennessee. And they may win the East, which is pretty good. Tennessee hadn't done that since 07, as we know. But I think it's a building block to set this program up going forward. And it's been a long struggle. Remember, when they came to Tennessee the previous 2 years, Tennessee was 2-14 in SEC games. I mean, this program had rarely been at such a low level when they came in. So I would say that the players that helped get this program back to where it's competitive and relevant in the SEC.
15 seconds.
One of the most resilient groups I've ever covered. I mean, I give Derek Barnett and Josh Dobbs a lot of credit for just being outstanding leaders. I mean, you take a guy like Josh Dobbs for granted, but this guy's amazing with the ball in his hands. He's one of the most talented, exciting players in the country right under your nose. It just happens on broken plays when they're down by 2 or 3 touchdowns. So, but a resilient group, John.
How should they remember Willie Rain Cloud?
From the nuclear apocalypse, where everybody's just trying to survive and hope there is no hope, to at least now it's being rebuilt and there is hope. There's a way to move forward. There's a way to be competitive. I think this team has gone from the lowest possible end to showing a program on the move upwards, and that has been the key for this group. They were the charge of that. They get the credit for that, of being a part of that.
All right, very good. When we come back, how much do you know about the Missouri Tigers? We'll compare them to Tennessee by the numbers. We'll see how much the panel knows about the Missouri Tigers. See, it's the teases that get me. Come on back on the Sports Source Kickoff, presented by Madisonville Marine.
Games and Things wants to put more fun in your life with a new pool table. Games and Things features a huge selection, including Brunswick and Olhausen, 2 of the most respected brands in the industry. Traditional, contemporary, rustic, or formal, Games and Things has many styles to choose from. You can even customize the pool table to fit your own personal taste. See the selection online at OurGameRoom.com or visit our award-winning showroom at Kingston Pike and Lovell Road.
Games and Things, 'cause life should be fun, fun, fun.
When it comes to your home, no one provides better security and audio-video systems than Safety Systems. Control everything using your tablet or smartphone, whether it's a hidden TV or the temperature in your home. Lighting, doors that open and close, lock and unlock, cameras that allow you to watch your home from wherever you may be, all at the touch of a button. Trust Safety Systems, East Tennessee's leader in security and audio-video systems.
For nearly 40 years, East Tennesseans have trusted Madisonville Marine. They offer great prices, terrific customer service, and the biggest selection of boats in the area. Boats like the G3 Talon Series. Talons give you everything you want from an all-aluminum boat. A smooth ride thanks to wave-splitting entry lines, lockable storage, live wells, insulated coolers. G3 Talons have it all. See for yourself at Madisonville Marine. There's no better place to buy a boat.
At Phoenix Conversions, for 25 years, we've been the place to take your car, truck, or SUV for custom accessories and conversions. Whether it's that time of season, you want to personalize your ride for performance, or just stand out from the crowd, Phoenix Conversions carries the area's largest selection of custom accessories, built tough and fitting your everyday life. When it has to be the best, call Phoenix Conversions.
Welcome back into the Sports Source Kickoff Show. This segment of our show brought to you by Phoenix Conversion. They have been providing quality vehicle conversions on SUVs, vans, and trucks since 1987. Folks, I was in high school back then. That's a long, long time ago. They've been doing quality work for a long time. Phoenix Conversions. Okay, we've brought back the wheel. The wheel has returned very quick. All right, I'm going to give you guys a question each. Who wants the first one? Who wants the first question?
I'll do it.
Okay, Mike Griffith gets the first question. Yeah. We're going to look here. Tennessee versus Missouri. See how well we know the Tigers. Right. Something folks can watch for. Which team hurts itself more with penalties? Missouri or Tennessee?
Wow. Missouri.
It is Missouri. They're actually, as bad as Tennessee is, 12th in the SEC. They average 59 yards per game allowed on penalties. Missouri is worse. They're 13th in the league. They go 62 yards per game. So it's one of the few times Tennessee won't be at a disadvantage in the penalty level. All right, so we're going right. Nicely done. So we go to Mr. Overstreet, and I'll take this one right here. Will, which team has the better third down conversion defense versus FBS foes? Better, I took out the dud games. Third down conversion defense. You've seen Tennessee's.
I'm going to say Tennessee.
It is Tennessee. Very good. As bad as it looks at times, 6th in the SEC, 35%. Missouri allowing 44.9% on third down conversions. That's 13th in the league. So when Tennessee gets in a third down situation, the end is not near.
No
Missouri's
pressure,
not
Jimmy.
real
We're
good.
2 for 2.
No.
Jimmy, here we go. Which defense has allowed fewer plays of 20 yards or more? Fewer.
That's a tough one.
Fewer. Wow. I'm going to say Missouri's.
I should have had the buzzer. Tennessee has given up 52, which is 10th in the league. Missouri, dead last in the league. They've given up 67 plays of 20 yards or more. So when you see that Tennessee's offense is clicking like it did last week, should be a positive. All right, so back to Mr. Overstreet here. All right, there we go. All right. Versus FBS foes, which team has the worst run defense? Now, Tennessee's at a Cincinnati level, worse than the Cincinnati defense in terms of against the run. But who's worse versus the run?
I'm going to say Missouri.
You're correct. Missouri, worst in the SEC, 14th in the league, 245 yards per game. Tennessee, 13th at 234 yards. In other words, expect a lot of rushing yards on Saturday because these two teams can't stop the run. All right, next one from Mr. Griffith. Here we go. Which team has the better turnover margin, Missouri or Tennessee?
Missouri.
Missouri does have the better turnover margin. They are even. They're 10th in the SEC. They're not very good, but Tennessee is -5, 13th in the league. So turnover margin, not great for either one of those squads.
Pressure.
Let's go back here and make that one.
That's right.
Here we go, Jimmy. Versus FBS foes, who has more sacks, Derek Barnett or Missouri's Charles Harris?
Derek Barnett.
It is Derek Barnett. He has 10. Harris has 8. All their sacks came in SEC play. None of them have a non-conference sack.
I knew Barnett did.
Missouri always has some defensive lineman who's in the top 2 or 3 in the league in sacks, always. Okay, back to Mr. Overstreet. I'm stopping the wheel there. Which team has the better third down conversion offense, Tennessee or Missouri?
I'm going to go with Missouri. Actually has a better third down conversion offense.
Will is killing it. That's correct. They are 4th in the league, 39.4%. Tennessee 9th in the league at 37.9%.
He was studying when he was in Dubai.
Apparently, yeah, back from Dubai. He had 26 hours to study on the planes. All right, Mike Griffith, by the numbers, which team has the edge at place kicker?
Oh, it's not even close. Tennessee. Missouri leads the nation with 5 extra points missed.
5 missed extra points, only 5 of 12 on field goals. They don't even know who their kicker is going to be this week. All right, I'll just give this one to Jimmy. Which team has allowed more sacks, Missouri or Tennessee?
I will say Missouri.
Wrong. Oh. Missouri is actually best in the SEC.
Really?
Only 11 sacks allowed on the year. So, could be a good matchup for Derek Barnett, whereas Tennessee, of course, ranks 9th in the SEC. 21 sacks allowed.
Man, I'm going to go on a 26-hour plane ride before we do this next time.
Last one.
Give Jimmy another one.
All right, we'll give you. Here we go. Which offense is ranked?
Right.
We don't have time. Here we go. Which offense is racked up more 20 or more yards plays? More plays of 20 or more yards. Which offense has racked up more plays of 20 or more yards?
Missouri.
Sorry, it was a trick question. They're tied. Each has 56. Okay. Each has 56, but the reason I point that out, they both rank 4th in the SEC, so these are big play offenses.
That's why
so you're going to see big play offenses. All right. When we come back, will Tennessee cover a large spread? We'll tell you why they will or why they won't. Come on back on the Sports Source Kickoff.
From East Tennessee to the Carolinas, no job is too big for Benedict Construction. Patios and decks, custom remodels, even custom homes. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of Benedict Construction.
For nearly 40 years, East Tennesseans have trusted Madisonville Marine. They offer great prices, terrific customer service, and the biggest selection of boats in the area. Boats like G3 John boats, built Gator tough. G3 Johns include all the features you could want from a workhorse boat. Massive live well capacity, lockable storage, even a midship fuel tank that allows for smoother running. See for yourself at Madisonville Marine. There's no better place to buy a boat.
At Phoenix Conversions, for 25 years, we've been the place to take your car, truck, or SUV for custom accessories and conversions. Whether it's that time of season, you want to personalize your ride for performance, or just stand out from the crowd, Phoenix Conversions carries the area's largest selection of custom accessories, built tough and fitting your everyday life. When it has to be the best, call Phoenix Conversions.
Have you been hurt in a car wreck? Every red dot on this map marks a car wreck case worked by the car wreck attorneys, Bill Hotz and Associates. Like this one on North Peters Road.
Lee got hurt when she was broadsided by a speeding car. The insurance company offered nothing, so we went to court and got a verdict of $99,000. We've been fighting these battles for 30 years, and we're ready to fight for you right now.
Experience you can trust. Bill Hotz and Associates.
From kitchens and bathrooms to custom patios, decks, living rooms, and even shutters, let the remodeling team at Benedict Construction turn your home into your dream home.
Welcome back into the Sports Source Kickoff, presented by Madisonville Marine. This segment brought to you by Safety Systems, East Tennessee's #1 source for security and entertainment needs. If you're looking to build a media room, a home theater room, the man cave as they call it, this is the group to call. You're going to get great pricing. You're going to get the best equipment money can buy. Safety Systems. All right, I want to remind everybody that the pigskin panel comes up Friday. That's tomorrow at 4 p.m. Jimmy, John Wilkerson, myself, and Will Overstreet will join you on the radio. The Sports Source is coming up Sunday, 11 a.m., WATE 6, packed house for that. East Tennessee's top-rated sports show on television. And also, want to put up the next graphic. There we go. Let's just get right into this thing. 3:30 Saturday, the Vols kick off against Missouri. They opened as a 15-point favorite. 3 Vegas casinos have the number in that range, 16, 15, 16. So we'll call it 15.5 very quickly. Will the Vols cover 15.5-point spread, Jimmy Himes?
I don't think so. I think Missouri's going to score a lot on Tennessee's defense. And while I think Tennessee can get to 40, I just think Missouri may get to 30. So I'm going to say no.
Okay, he says no.
I'd agree with Jimmy. I don't think Tennessee's going to cover. I think Florida will lose, and I think Tennessee will tighten up a little bit. I think they'll play harder, but I think the play calling will change, the defense will get a little more conservative, and the game will finish with a closer score than maybe how it's played throughout the afternoon.
We'll go opposite. I think they do. I think if LSU stands the reason that they play and they beat Florida, if players find out about it, I think they go off. I think momentum's too much. I think they beat Missouri, and I think they hold out against the 15.5. I think they beat it.
I think they cover too. I think it's going to look a lot like last week's game with Kentucky. Now, I realize Tennessee had to stop Kentucky 3 times in the red zone, and Kentucky had to fumble once in the red zone. But still, I think Tennessee is going to put up a lot of points. I think Missouri will put up points, but I think Tennessee is going to be a couple touchdowns better in the end. I want to thank all these guys, Will Overstreet, Mike Griffith, Jimmy Himes. Also want to make you aware of something that next Thursday, well, first of all, you can catch us Sunday, 11 a.m., WATE 6 for a recap of the Tennessee-Kentucky game. But next Thursday, we will be, there it is, your Thanksgiving dessert. We are moving on Thanksgiving night to 11 p.m. So next Thursday, after football and turkey, join us at 11 p.m. right after the Fox 43 News at 10 p.m. right here on Fox 43 WTNZ. We thank them for hosting us every week. We hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you that evening at 11 o'clock. Take care.
This has been a presentation of Fox 43 Sports.